So today we're going to be removing the spark plugs from this Honda CBR 600 F2 and checking for spark, gapping the plugs, and then reinstalling them. We're going to start by removing these caps right here. These are the leads from the coils to the spark plug. There's 4 of them. It's a tight squeeze, but you can do it with the motor and the bike, no problem. All right, so you can see I've removed the leads from the spark plugs. They're tight in there. It's hard to get them out, but working with your finger, you can pry with a big screwdriver. Just be careful not to rupture anything. Next, we're going to take our 5/8 socket. It's a specifically for spark plugs, and we're going to feed it in here. As you can see, it's tight, so you got to really work it in there. Try to do this one-handed. Get it in, seat it on the spark plug. Take your socket. Alright, so the socket's in there. I had to use 2 hands and loosen it. This one was actually tightened. I've come across these where the spark plugs are finger tight because they got frustrated or didn't want to deal with tightening them down or doing it the right way, I guess. So, but it shouldn't take a lot to get them out. If it does, if it's tight all the way out, it's probably been cross-threaded, and you'll probably have to helicoil the head, which is another process. This one's going to be super simple. All right, so I've loosened the spark plug entirely. I took the socket out and the spark plug didn't come with it. That's pretty normal. So one thing we really want to have is a magnet to get that spark plug out. Attached to the spark plug. Probably a 2-handed operation. I'll see if I can get it one-handed, but there it goes. There's our spark plug. It's dirty, so we'll clean it with a wire brush, or you can, hit it with a propane torch, whatever you want to do to clean that off, and we'll gap it and then reinstall it. Just so you can see, this is a head cover on another F2. These are the wells that the spark plugs go into, and they're pretty deep. So that's why it's kind of a pain. Most of your vehicles aren't going to be like that. Motorcycles, maybe. So I cleaned the spark plug. You can see it looks a lot cleaner now. We're gonna gap it. Per the manual, you want your spark plug should be this NGK. NGK, it's correct spark plug. Gap should be between 0.03 and 0.04. This is a gapping tool. I know everybody already knows this, but I'm gonna show you anyways. I'm going to slide the gapping tool in between this arm here and the point on the bottom, or on inside the spark plug, and you're going to slide it around the ring as it gets thicker till it stops, and you'll see we're closer to 0.03 than 0.04, but we're in between that range. You can spread it open a little bit more, go right in the middle if you want, but this bike seemed to be running fine with a dirty spark plug, so we'll check the spark next. Okay, so if you're brand new at this and you've heard bike has spark, or motor, or lawnmower, car, whatever, what they're talking about is a spark plug sparking. Basically, positive comes in on the top here of the spark plug. This collar right here on the spark plug is the ground. And then the spark will come right on the bottom of the spark plug right here. So we're gonna install this spark plug into this lead, and then we're gonna rest the bottom of the collar to ground it to the side of the motor. Now all the other spark plugs are removed. If you have a lawnmower you wanna check for spark, you could do the exact same thing, doesn't matter. So we'll do that and be right back. All right, so we have the spark plug installed. The base of the spark plug is grounded onto the head cover. And we're gonna hit the switch. Now it's gotta be on run, so you can make sure you get power to it. And we'll look for a spark. There you go. So you can see that cylinder, or that spark plug has spark, and you can eliminate that as one of your problems. All right, so on the Honda CBR F2, like I showed you earlier, the head cover's got quite a big dip in it, big hole or well, that the spark plug sits in. So reinstalling the spark plug is not easy, and it is easy to cross thread these and really put yourself in a bad spot. So what you want to do is, rather than just, sticking the spark plug in your socket and sticking it in there and guessing, you want to make sure you have a good feel that it's getting threaded properly. So what I've used is an old piece of fuel line. It's got a crack on one side, which works for, you can stick the spark plug in that fuel line so that it'll stay nice and steady. Now you can feed it into the well, okay? Let's do this one. Into this well, and you can feel when it gets, into the threads, and you can spin it. And as long as you can spin it until it touches, spins a while. It shouldn't get tight right away. You're cross threading it. You got it in the right spot. It's imperative. All right, so let's see if I can do this one-handed. This number 1 cylinder spark plug, it is tight, and without removing the air box and the coils and everything. So I got it in the well, and I can feel it kind of go in there. And there, I think it's in the thread. Give it a couple spins. Nope. Still not in. Back it up a little bit. No, I can't get it. Takes a little time, but it's worthwhile to make sure you get it. You don't cross thread these, because helicoiling it means more work. And work you don't have to do, to be honest with you. Right. Oh, I had it. And I pulled it out. All right. See if I can try it right-handed. I'm gonna put the camera down. Oh, I got it. All right, so there, it's in, and you can tell because it's spinning freely, but still attached. So what we can do is we can just spin it until the fuel line starts to spin over the spark plug, and you'll know it's threaded properly. That's going right in there. All right, and it got tight. I can feel it spinning over the spark plug. Take my fuel line out. Now I'm ready to put my socket in there and tighten it down. And that's how you prevent cross-threading your spark plug on a Honda CBR 600 F2. So by checking for spark, what we've proven is that the coils work. We really haven't proven the timing, but as long as you haven't messed with the timing, it should still be good. And you can move on to other compression or fuel, which is the most likely culprit if your motor's not running. Okay, so I did find one. The number 4 cylinder here, spark plug was finger tight. Believe it or not, it was actually running. You can just see it wasn't in properly. It was threaded properly, but it was finger tight. I never had to get my socket out to pull it out. So we'll clean this up. It may need to be replaced, but we'll clean it and check for a spark. Yeah, it came pretty clean. Re-gapped it, and let's go. All right, so I've already reinstalled 3 of the leads. I thought I'd show you this in case you haven't done it before. You can quit watching here if you have, but they're pretty long. You see they're long. They slide all the way down that tube, and then you can feel it go onto the spark plug. Now, they have to really seat on this lip here, keep debris and moisture out of there. So you start to put it on. See, and there you think, oh, that's on, but it's probably not. So I have to squeeze it down until it seats really nice on that. And that's installed.